WASU, and welcome to WASU Wisdom for Living. I'm Wayne Suffin, your WASU guru. Today, I'd like to talk about the truth and living with truth. A lot of times, many people have difficulty living with the truth, and we're talking about truth in regards to ourselves and how the truth relates to the WASU philosophy. So, in many cases, when you have to take a step back and look at the truth of or focusing on the truth of who you are and the things that you are going to need to work on as far as like improvement, because in the Wasu philosophy, improvement is moving toward enlightenment. And this is because if you improve yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually, you have no other option but to level up and move toward the omnipresent source of enlightenment. And and don't get me wrong in regards to focusing on working on yourself and making those improvements. That means that you will also improve the way that you interact with your fellow human beings, because that is part of the process of improvement, being in harmony with your environment and your fellow man. So, now in the process of doing that, you have to take some steps back and focus on those things, the truth, these truths that you need to admit to yourself and admit to what I need to do better. I think as of right now, one of the things, the major things that is going on with our nation, and this is not to get political, but one of the things is that we're having some difficulty on the whole as a country facing certain inalienable truths, and there are historical truths that have taken place. And instead of looking at, okay, well, this is the truth, and what do we need to do to fix these specific flaws or things that we have going on, we're doing as a country, we're doing what people do when they're forced to actually take a step back and look at themselves and focus on things or flaws that they need to fix. They become very defensive. And as far as like being defensive, this is a lot of the turmoil, a lot of things that are going on. It's people being defensive about having to look at the truth and having to face the truth and having to understand that these are the true things. And we have to, in order to fix or change, you have to admit that this is the truth. And this is the same thing with us as people. Is you have to admit these truths and then move forward. Because if you can't, even admit the truth for yourself without being defensive, then you can't move forward. And I think on a whole, one of the things that will help push this forward progress with us as a country, and I'm not trying to be political, but we'll just say, how about forward progress as in the world, is if we take a step back as people and look at let me just look at some truths about myself. What do I need? What is going on with me? I mean, everybody has flaws. I have flaws. Everybody has flaws. What is going on with me that may be contributing to the whole and large picture? And sometimes that's tough to do. And as I stated, people become defensive because they don't want to look at, wow, that's me. Or either it's like, wow, that's me, and the work that's going to be involved to change. So it's two things. It's one of two things. Either it's disappointment and like, oh, that's really me. Or it's like, the drudgery of like, that is me, and I want to change it, but that's going to be work, and I got to do this, and then this person may not be cool with me after I start making these. You know, sometimes you got to let that go in order to move forward in your own progression, and but that's the truth in regards to looking at truths within ourselves. So let's be truthful with ourselves and take those truths and be better people, be the best us, be the best me, be the best you. So with those truths, we can, do some big things here on this planet, because we're all here on this planet, and we're going to continue to be here. So we might as well try to, like I said, improve and make it work. That's pretty much the gist of my wisdom presentation today, and I thank you for listening. Definitely, I recently created an advice call line in which I can give advice or guidance, and based on my varied experiences and my background, I can actually I have experience in the education, as well as all the education experience to be a pretty good advisor. In fact, a really good advisor. Give it a shot. The number's listed below, and look forward to hearing from you. Have a good one. WASU. Thanks again.